Welcome to Help Desk with Joe. This is show 124, and we are here in Spencer, West Virginia in the Patch Turned Up studio. And with me, as always, Justin.
Morning.
And Joe.
Morning, guys.
What an intro. Joe. Oh, the deep voice today. Anyway, we're here. It's a chilly morning. It's been, the weather's turning. Show 124. We're a quarter way into another 100 shows. Mm-hmm. It's going good, but great day here in the studio. Weather's always wonderful.
Frost is on the windows in the morning. Got to contend with that a little bit.
Yeah.
That means it's coming.
Yeah,
Winter is coming.
Yeah, it came from like 70 to 20 real fast. There was no gradual decline.
It's weird. It seems like we used to have, and maybe it's just me having residual memory of what I thought it was, but it seems like we used to have like a longer fall. Like the leaves would turn slowly, and now it just is like bam, and it's done.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Yeah, you remember stuff.
Well, this time of year, it's kind of tricky because I know I've gone deer hunting in short sleeve shirts before.
Yeah. Well, I remember Christmas Day out, riding motorcycles and stuff. Because there wasn't any snow and it was sunny and 60.
Right.
And thinking, crap, there's no snow.
Yeah.
But, I don't know. It's weird. I don't know. You always make fun of the older people as they're like, oh, yeah, I walked uphill both ways in the snow to get to school and stuff. So I kind of wonder if maybe it's just my nostalgia thinking that fall was longer.
Yeah.
But, I don't know. I mean, what I always remembered about fall was playing football in high school and stuff like that. So it's hard to tell.
Well, and speaking of football.
Oh, yeah, Raiders.
Yeah.
Saturday?
Friday night.
Friday night.
Home?
Yes.
Who they play?
North Marion.
Ooh, is that good or bad?
I don't know yet.
I know we're higher ranked, right?
Yeah, from what I heard Saturday after the game, out of all the possible options, North Marion was the one we wanted.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, good.
It's going to be a step up, but...
Hey, it's quarterfinals, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's getting serious. Very, very proud. I remember back in the day when Coach Paul first took over, and just the family atmosphere, the care for the kids, that's what's important.
Yeah.
And I remember being part of a conversation where you talk about it's not necessarily about wins and losses. It's about the care you have for the kids, the atmosphere they have, and what they're going to remember for the rest of their lives. And that's what they remember. Somebody cared about them. Somebody invested time in them, and that helps make them successful. And that back then the Raiders were struggling, so it's really nice to see Coach Paul get and the kids themselves. But Coach Paul's been at it a while.
Oh yeah.
And his staff, they finally get their due. It's always nice when you get that payoff after so much hard work. So
first undefeated regular season in school's history.
Yep. Very, very nice.
And I get to see it firsthand because we work with WVRC on the live broadcast, so I was
kudos to Mr. Miller and all his hard work as a local business.
Yes. We had one slight snafu Saturday. It was a good problem to have, but the absolute worst time for it to happen.
Oh yeah.
The radio station had under 1,000 followers on YouTube.
Uh-huh.
I didn't know this was a thing. I never dealt with anybody that uses YouTube and is popular.
Yeah.
But if you have under 1,000 followers, they limit you to 600 viewers.
Ah.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, so I was getting text messages and Facebook messages, and Drew was getting the same thing. Our phones were blowing up. I can't watch. And so we told everybody, subscribe. Well, we went from 600 to over 1,000 in about 10 minutes.
And that
then
changed
YouTube,
it?
Well, no. Yes and no.
Oh.
Then YouTube goes, well, it could take a few more weeks to...
Oh.
Because we want to make sure that those numbers stay solid. And I'm like, are you kidding me? So
it's football season. We don't have weeks.
Exactly.
The whole shebang's over in 3 weeks.
Exactly. So...
Come on, people.
So we went...
YouTube people, specifically.
Yeah. So I made a quick move and got at least the video on Facebook so people could at least watch it. They couldn't hear it. But I have studied over the weekend, and we have a plan in place. We're going to simulcast Friday night, so the internet at the school better be good.
Yeah. Good luck.
Because we're going...
Schools have a history of terrible internet.
Well, that was the one thing that didn't give me trouble Saturday.
Yeah.
I've been fighting the internet all season long, and then finally I found a fix Saturday. The internet was fine, and everything else just went down the pot. But
That's how it always works.
We're going to try to do a simulcast. We're going to go on YouTube and Facebook and TikTok all at the same time.
Wow.
Yeah.
Joe, you're up in the technology
Yeah, we're not
witch's brew there. You're stirring in some heavy stuff.
Yeah, we're not messing around. And then Drew called me last night, and we had a separate conversation, which I'm going to kind of keep under hats because I don't know how it's going to work out. But
Well, go back to TikTok. How do
Okay.
you stream to TikTok for however long a game is?
I
thought I don't know anything about TikTok. I thought it was like short videos.
it is, but they have a live capability. And where this is fun for us, or us meaning the radio station, is when you go live, people can send you gifts while you're live, and that turns into money.
Ah,
So somebody could send a gift while you're watching and actually generate money from it. But to get to that point, you have to have at least 1,000 followers.
gotcha.
Which the radio station's had a TikTok account for 2 months now,
Yeah.
and had no problems getting to 1,000.
Good.
And I mean, they was on steady pace, and then I made a post Sunday night to say, hey, follow us on all these platforms. That way we can cover all bases and really shot the 1,000 mark pretty easily. But
Yeah.
we do a lot of the sports highlights, which I never did show you that in OBS.
Oh
how to
yeah. You
create
gotta show me
replays.
that.
Yeah. But it's basically just all sports highlights.
Mhm.
I mean, there's a few other things in between, but the sports highlights is really taken off for the radio station for its TikTok account.
Gotcha. Huh. Man, all right, exciting stuff. So, if you can't make it to Raiders Stadium on Friday night,
Yes.
tune into WVRC and A&M Digital Technologies broadcast of the game
Yeah.
on multiple platforms.
Yeah, and all the other sponsors that make it possible. I'm just the tech guy. I'm just a now. This is where Drew and I differ in opinions. I'm just a small cog in the machine, and Drew would say otherwise. But
I would say otherwise, Joe. I mean, none of our stuff happens without you. So, yeah, that's very modest of you, but we know the truth. You and Cena behind the scenes keep everything rolling for us, and I'm sure you do your other accounts as well. So, good news for that, and good news for the people of Roane County, because, man, a lot of stuff happening in our wonderful community, and it's great to see that people can see it online, out on the interweb.
It's crazy.
Throw it out on cyberspace.
We get more out of town viewers than we do locals. I mean, we do get some
Well,
locals, but
I mean, a lot of
but it's great. I mean,
Yeah.
that shows the reach that Spencer has. That it's more than just the county line. I mean,
oh yeah.
when we've gone internationally. We've had people outside the country watch and are regulars.
Yeah, well, we got a lot of good Roane County people, and they travel, and some of them move out of state and so forth, and they want to stay in touch with their home.
Right.
So that's wonderful. It's a wonderful thing, and we can offer that here in our community. So big thank you to everybody that makes it possible. So go Raiders on Friday, and like I said, if you can't get to the stadium, go watch it.
Yeah.
Online.
WVRC FM on YouTube and TikTok, or you can listen to it. It will not be on the radio because of WVU football, but it will be streaming on their website at WVRCFM.com. So
Nice. Check out the interweb. Get it out there in the Cyberville.
That's right.
You like those terms, don't you, Joe?
I've heard a lot worse, so I'm not complaining.
Yeah. All right.
Now,
Well,
when you start saying the Google, it's on the Google, then we'll have a talk.
Well, that's my new favorite.
The Google.
The Google, yeah. The Google's in trouble. I thought that might be a story today, but
No, do you want to? But we can talk about that first before we get started.
All right, fine. Let's talk about the Google.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't know anything about this. Somebody got sued.
Yeah, Google got sued.
The Google got
The
sued.
Google.
Yeah, the Google got sued.
Why they got to pick on the Google?
So the Google has to agrees to pay $392 million in a privacy settlement of 40 states.
Oh man.
So under the agreement, which state attorneys general said was the largest U.S. internet privacy settlement, Google must also make its location tracking particular clear to users. So as usual, and I'm going to throw Google under the bus on this one, but most of them do it. You know how they're kind of very vague with their legality terms on location settings and privacy settings and stuff like that. Well, Google was a little too vague.
Yeah.
So Google agreed to a record $391.5 million privacy settlement with 40 state coalition attorneys general on Monday for charges that it misled users into thinking they had turned off location tracking in their account settings even as the company continued collecting that information. Under the settlement, Google will also make its location tracking disclosures clearer starting next year. The attorneys general said the agreement was the biggest internet privacy settlement by the U.S. states. It capped a 4-year investigation into the internet search giant's practices from 2014 to 2020, which attorneys general said violated the state's consumer protection laws. Google said it had already corrected some of its practices mentioned in the settlement, and they said, quote, consistent with improvements we've made in recent years, we have settled this investigation, which was based on outdated product policies that we changed years ago, end quote, says Jose Casanenda, a spokesman for the company. So in other words, they knew they was going to get caught, so they went ahead and changed it.
Yeah.
Hurry up and change it and hope nobody noticed.
Well, at least they fixed it.
Yeah. They didn't wait and go, oops. Now, Facebook, the way their reputation is, they would have went, oh, well, we forgot we left that turned on.
Yeah. Yeah. Gosh. Good times.
So is this mostly for Google Maps it's tracking you, or?
I think
Well,
just anything in, like, just location settings on your phone.
Yeah, it said web searches as well
Yeah.
on the news this morning. So that, I'm just going to point out, my first contribution, I'm pretty sure ever, to a technology story.
That's a good one.
Write that down.
Yeah.
Circle
Make
it
a note on
calendar.
the calendar. Once every 15 years, he will contribute. The rest of the time, just useless. Button pusher over here. I'm just the button pusher.
Where's the money going? How are the people going to get it?
I think that might just be. I don't think any particular person is going to get the money. I think the states themselves are going to get the money, and
Wow.
They'll take care of it responsibly. Don't
Yeah.
you worry, Justin. The state is well known for handling money
See,
very fiscally responsible.
I couldn't sit long enough to keep straight face on that one.
Yeah.
Get some new signs in our turns.
Oh
Extra
gosh,
signs.
extra signs. We
Yep.
need 4 more signs in every turn. Money well spent. That's still baffling to me.
Oh, what's even more baffling is I sat in a legislative luncheon and that question was brought up, and every legislator that was sitting there, not a one of them could answer where the money come from, and 2, why we needed them.
Yeah. Yeah.
None of them.
That's about right. I'll be the first to say that I have many complaints against our legislation and how it works. Actually, I wouldn't be the first. Everybody knows that.
Although, on the positive note, all 4 amendments got shot down miserably last week.
Yeah. I didn't know what to think of that. I mean, it kind of, in my opinion, came out of the blue. It's just kind of like, bam, let's pass these amendments. I'm like, you worthless scoundrels can't pass a budget.
Yeah.
And you can't stay on top of what we actually need to have. I mean, let's start out with simple things like fix some potholes and some slips in the main roads that we use every day.
Right.
But those knuckleheads are worrying about these amendments that have zero impact.
Yeah. Well,
I'm just like, come on now. And you want more control.
Yeah.
Our legislation wants more control, and they can't handle fixing potholes.
Yeah. They can't keep track of what they do have. So do we want to dive in this a little deeper? At least talk about Amendment 2 and about all that.
We
fiasco?
better not.
Okay.
It's over and done with. It's done. So
Okay.
we'll just flush that on down the
Okay.
commode.
Yeah.
But let's
that's
get
a
to the-
discussion for off air.
Yeah. God, well, I mean, we'll stay let's stay positive today. How about that, Justin?
Yeah, you said all good stories
Yeah.
today, Jeff.
Tell me about Hulu.
All right. Well, we have yet to tell a bad story. Because even the Google lawsuit, that was a good story.
The
So
Google.
Yeah,
Google.
So, and talk about the state stuff. So, yeah, we have yet to tell a bad story.
All right.
So, Hulu Live TV adds 14 new channels ahead of its next month's price increase. So, we talked about last week about Hulu Live discussing their price increase, and Justin was getting ready to get the telephone bucket
I
set
know.
up.
I know.
But I think, Justin, you can check mark this one off the list. I think they have done a little work to justify the price increase.
Okay.
So Hulu is adding 14 new channels to its live TV offering, the Disney-owned streaming company service announced on Monday. 5 of the additions include the Weather Channel, Comedy.tv, Hallmark Channel, Hallmark Movies and Mysteries, and Hallmark Drama are already available to watch, with the remaining 9, most of them Vivo music channels, joining the service on December 1st.
I got to say, none of those channels sound like fun.
Weather, I can use the Google and get my weather in about
I know. I get
2
all that
seconds.
on my cyberspace, dude.
Yeah.
The Cyberville.
Well,
And the Hallmark channels, I guess some people like those. They do
Oh,
like those movies.
yeah, Cena
Hallmark
and,
movies, yeah.
and her mom are huge Hallmark.
Sure. So that'd be good. I mean, they did make $9.6 billion in revenue last year, so
But I found it funny is one of their claims is they're promoting the Vivo music channels, which is kind of like what MTV used to be, has music videos.
Uh-huh.
But literally, I can name like at least 3 streaming services that have those already for free.
Oh, jeez. Yeah.
So I'm like,
We're gonna.
how much of an addition is that really?
Listen, they can't cut into their $9.6 billion too much.
Right.
And what's the price increase going to be for these amazing new channels?
It falls under that the price increase we talked about last week.
Ah, okay.
Where it's going to jump at least $5 more per month.
Oh,
Jump
boy.
from $70 to $75 a month.
And you're a Hulu subscriber, right?
No, Sling.
Sling. Okay.
No, I have.
I can't keep track of all your cyber streaming.
Well, I have Hulu, but I don't have Hulu Live, and I have Hulu through my cell phone carrier.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, I mean, not a bad story, I guess.
Yeah, good. If you're going to increase the price,
Add something.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
agree.
what I was thinking. It's like, if
I
you're
like
going to increase the
point,
price.
That's a good.
Justin, keeping
good
it
story.
positive.
That's right.
That's a happy story there. I like that.
I'm so happy. I'm so happy I'm going to go back to my live Starlink map.
Starlink's not even on the table today. Well, as of right now, it's not on the table.
I know, but I like looking at it. It gives me joy.
That is cool. All right, so our next story.
On to our next story. What about Starlink map?
DoorDash rolls out a new safety features for delivery people on its platform. So, here recently, Spencer's now available to DoorDash, and I've actually seen DoorDash people working.
Really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. McDonald's, Dairy Queen, Pizza Hut, I know for a fact because I've seen the signs.
Yeah.
There may be some other restaurants locally. I haven't looked. Even Dollar General. I think you can do like DoorDash through Dollar General.
Really?
Yeah.
Man.
So DoorDash is rolling out a new in-app safety features to help ensure delivery people on its platform are safe before, during, and after every order. Now, if DoorDash detects that a delivery is taking longer than expected, the app will automatically check to see if the delivery person's okay. The new check-in feature is initially launching in New York City and Washington before rolling across the country. Delivery people will gain access to a new, what they're calling, Safe Chat feature that aims to prevent safety incidents. If the app detects inappropriate or offensive language in a chat, the person who sent the message will receive a warning, and the delivery person will be given the option to unassign themselves from the delivery without a penalty. Safe Chat is now active in the United States, Canada, Australia, and New Zealand. In response to feedback from delivery people, DoorDash will start sending notification to customers asking them to turn on their porch or house lights on as their delivery person is approaching. The company says delivery people have said that the better lighting will make it easier for them to find the right address and make them feel safer when delivering at night. DoorDash is also making it easier for delivery people to report a safety incident during or after a delivery. If a customer makes them feel unsafe, they can immediately report via in-app chat or call for investigation. They also can block deliveries to that customer in the future. In addition, DoorDash is partnering with SamDesk, a global crisis detection platform, to roll out real-time safety alerts. In the event of an emergency, the company will alert delivery people and merchants about the incident and suspend operations near the area. The app will also check in on delivery people near any impacted area and make sure they are okay. The feature announced this week are an extension of SafeDash, DoorDash's in-app security toolkit that launched last year. DoorDash partnered with ADT to launch 2 features within the toolkit. What they're calling Safety Reassurance Call feature lets users connect with an ADT agent through the Dasher app in instances where they may feel unsafe. The Emergency Assistance button allows users to seek help if needed. So DoorDash is doubling down and making sure that their Dashers are safe.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. That's good.
So, yeah.
I mean,
certainly a lot of people could be being jerks to drivers out there, but then I've heard a lot of stuff where people are accusing them of basically just like stealing their drinks, or like their milkshake won't be delivered, and they're like, this is happening too much. I think some of these drivers are just drinking our milkshakes.
Yeah, I've had that firsthand, like numerous occasions. It's like something will be missing, and it's usually like a drink or like they were supposed to gotten 3 bags and they gave us 2. And,
Really?
yeah.
Here locally?
No.
When you're traveling?
Yeah, when we're traveling. No, we don't DoorDash locally, although we've threatened to. Just you know, had somebody that's like, I don't want to fix anything. I don't want to go out to eat. I just want food to be magically ready.
Yeah. We've all had those days.
Yeah. But we should when we travel, and that makes life so much easier because when you don't have to drive all over the place trying to find a place to eat, and 2, wait in line.
Yeah.
But kudos to DoorDash for adding these safety protocols for these dashers, because when we've used DoorDash, we've had 0 issues with the driver. Well, I've had 1 issue with the driver, and that's just because I'm not blaming the driver as much as the way it was all laid out.
Yeah.
We was up in Elkins over the summer. We stayed in an Airbnb, and the house we was staying in, the address was, I don't even remember the street name, but it was like 120 Lynn Street. Okay, so I ordered DoorDash. Well, I can see the dasher just driving up and down the street because I watch them. and all of a sudden they just stop in the middle of the street and go put it in front of the door of the house across the street.
Oh.
Well, I'm like, well, that's my food. So I just walked over there, grabbed it, and came back. I was like, well, that person's a knucklehead. They had no idea what they're doing. Then I got to looking.
Yeah.
It all made sense. Whoever addressed that street needs fired, because the house to the left of me was 101. The house to the right of me was 104. The house across the street was 102. And I'm 120.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, no wonder. So it's not technically not the dasher's fault.
Yeah.
It's like they go, you know what? There's numbers that are close to that. We'll just put it there.
Gosh.
Yeah.
Well, we've had pizza delivery people forever.
Yeah.
And I'm surprised that DoorDash has issues with safety that pizza delivery has not had, I guess. I mean, I've never really heard of pizza delivery people having issues. Does that make sense?
Saying they didn't feel safe.
Yeah, didn't feel safe or, whatever. And shoot, pizza delivery people deliver everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, my goodness, college campuses, whatever,
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. Do you feel like DoorDash people are having a rough time of it, or is it just the culture's changed?
I think it's a little of both.
Yeah.
Maybe more of the culture's changed.
Now that I think about it, I think the culture has changed. People become way more obnoxious.
Yeah, you got too many people. What we like to call Karens, quote unquote. These people
complain about everything or something, even if there's nothing there.
Yeah, I saw an article over the weekend where this lady went to a barbecue restaurant, complained that the food inside of it was pink, which when you smoke meat, it happens, but it's fully cooked and it's healthy. So the owner changes their meal for them at no extra charge. That customer has the audacity to go out after the meal's all said and done, goes out in the parking lot, calls 911 and says that she didn't feel safe because they handed her meat.
No, jeez. I'm
like, you know what?
I heard about that one.
They should stick you in a room full of Legos and just shove you in.
You gotta walk on Legos.
Yeah.
911 too. I mean,
what a waste of community resources.
Exactly.
I think if you do something like that, you should be charged. There should be a fine and a bill that says, okay, you wasted 911's time.
Yes.
And here you go. Here's your bill.
Yeah, because I think don't they have a law to that, but they just don't enforce it enough.
I don't know. I'm sure there is. But
I think they need to start.
It's just craziness when you get that kind of stuff that happens.
Part of it could be, I mean, the pizza drivers, they weren't like connected with an app as intimately as these DoorDash guys. So maybe you've got some.
Well, that's what I mean. Back in the day,
you got a big budget with DoorDash, and they're like, we've got a couple of million to do something with. What should we do with it? Let's make safety features. Okay.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I mean, nowadays it doesn't hurt to be more safe.
Right.
Because people are crazy.
Well, I think what's making it a little different as well is with the pizza place, like you could pretty much mark your square of where you was going to service, and you pretty much knew exactly where you was going to deliver, because there were some people that were regular deliveries, and then there was people like us that would go drive into the pizza place and get our order. So it's.
Well, I don't know.
But now, like anybody and everybody's doing
I
it.
remember the day of having Queen Bee and Subway deliver.
Oh, yeah.
I don't even know if they do that anymore, but
Queen Bee might. I'm not sure. I know they
get old Big Boy and curly fries.
Oh, and a greasy roll. You got to get a greasy roll.
Yep, I agree. The good old days. But anyway, so DoorDash working to make everybody safer. That's a good thing.
Yes.
I hope it's not the case like you're talking, Justin. We got a couple million. Somebody come up with a plan. Let's make safety an issue. Bloody brilliant. Instead of pay our drivers more, let's just make them safer.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Protect them from Karens.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's looking for a manager
You know,
to speak
I
to.
feel bad for, the Karen and Brandons of the world. They're like, why my name?
I thought it was a nice name, and now I.
Yeah. I got to go by my middle name.
I would love to see like the trend of most popular names is like
Oh,
names Brandon and
gosh.
Karen just
Plummet, yeah.
You know it has.
Gosh. Craziness. Oh, well.
I'm surprised how much names have changed just in my lifetime. Obviously, with Patch doing after school program, you see kids' names that are in the programs. And
Yeah.
they're just totally different than the kids' names that
Yeah, it looks
when
like
I was growing up, kids around me, their names and
yeah, it looks like they just smashed a keyboard and you say, well, how do you pronounce that? John.
Yeah.
But there's a Q in it.
Yeah.
With a Q silence. Well, obviously.
It's definitely been a move away from your Johns and your Bills and the more standard David.
I
and
think
Joe.
it'll come back around though.
Yeah, once they can't find any keychains with their name on it, that'll.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. There's something to the older family names, but there'll be some Josephs and Justins out there. Don't you worry.
I've seen a couple that I honestly had to ask someone because I didn't have any idea how to say it.
No, yeah.
We go to a lot of soccer stuff, obviously, and they announce the roster, the game stuff, and some of it's always funny because I'm up in the press box a lot, and the announcer's like, "How do you pronounce that?" And I'm always like, "Man, you're asking the worst part. I never had phonics.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm a whole reader. I just kind of mash stuff together and go on."
Yeah.
And they're always like, "You're useless with this," and I was like, "I agree.
You're
I told you that up front. I'm not the pronunciation guy, okay?
Yeah.
I'm the run the scoreboard guy. I can push the button.
Yeah, I have one job and
It's
learn
not
it.
announcing stuff."
Yeah.
But yeah, we have a good time with it. I mean, I don't know. It's funny. You want your child to be unique and do
that's
stuff.
Probably what it is.
Yeah, and
I'm the worst one to say anything because my Kale gets butchered all the time.
Really?
Oh yeah, he's Carl constantly.
Yeah.
Carl.
Really?
Yeah. People can't read the E apparently.
Well, because people have
They
spelled
think it's
Carl. Apparently, people spell
Yeah.
Carl with an E, and now
Well, they're like, it's got to be a typo. Surely this kid's name is Carl.
Right. Yeah.
And yeah, it's funny. And then
Well,
McCutcheon gets just creamed all the time.
Which is hard to understand.
yeah.
I kind of see that one.
I feel like that's I don't know.
Yeah,
Pretty
doesn't
straightforward.
seem too hard, but
Yeah.
anyway. All right, anyway, DoorDash turning into name calling. I see how it is.
Yeah.
Sometimes I wonder, but the way my mind works, it all makes sense on how we got down that path.
I blame Justin. Yeah, one job in this whole deal.
Yeah, the one adult in the entire
It all
room.
started with Karen. I remember now.
Okay.
That's how
Dang,
we
going
got
at
here.
Joe.
See, Justin pulled us right out of the rabbit hole and showed us that trail we went down.
Yeah, Justin.
For a second, I had no idea, but.
I can't even remember what our third story is now.
Roku.
Roku.
All right.
You have Roku, right?
Yes, sir.
All right.
So Roku.
Hold on. I'm noticing a trend here. If Joe is involved with the technology, it's usually a positive. If he's not involved, then it's a
Well, now wait a
big
minute.
negative.
Now wait a minute.
Yeah.
I'm a Sling customer, and I did report about them upping their prices last week.
That was an accident. You forgot.
I got hit in the head apparently.
It's like, hey, what's going on? What? Oh, man. All right, anyway, sorry. Go ahead.
So
Roku.
Yes, Roku is adding a Sports Directly button to its home screen. So let me tell you what that means.
Yeah, I was going to say, deer in headlights, Joe.
So a new sports hub is coming to the Roku home screen starting this week, and it integrates live and upcoming sports across the Roku platform and introduces a centralized location for the content. So instead of trying to do a Google search and search through all your streaming services to try to find that one ball game, Roku has made it convenient and put in all available sports that's airing or going to be airing that day in one location. You click on that sporting event, and it'll give you a list and tell you where they're going to air.
So I don't have to go to the Google
No.
and search the cyberweb?
No.
Man.
I like that.
I don't understand how that works. What if they don't? Wait a minute. Roku's not an actual streamer, though, right? It's just the in-between?
Yeah, they're in the in-between. But they do have streaming content.
Okay. So it would show you even if it's not on their platform, which they don't. They do
don't.
have,
They do, but they don't.
Gotcha.
They have a channel that has content.
But mainly they're just the moderator.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it'll show you all the different ones.
So here's how.
Even if you don't have it, it'll still show you.
Right. So let's say you're looking for Saturday's WVU game, and you're trying to find it. So Roku has it in their little platform. You click on the football game, and they actually have links with Apple TV, DirecTV, Fox Sports, Fubo TV, Paramount Plus, Peacock, Amazon Prime Video, Sling, the Roku channel. Apparently they do have some games on their stuff. TNT, TBS, and True TV. And that should cover a lot, including Thursday Night Football on Amazon Prime. And don't forget, Apple will soon be streaming Major League Soccer matches.
Ooh, now we're talking.
So literally, like if you want to watch a soccer match, you click it, and it'll show you the list, and then it'll
you can pick which one.
Yeah, if it's on Amazon or Apple TV or multiples.
Interesting. Well, do you follow WVU Sports, Joe?
This season, not like I.
Yeah. Well, apparently, this season is brought some change. Athletic director at WVU fired yesterday.
I seen that.
Yeah, Denise keeps me up to speed on all WVU stuff.
So what was Denise's take on that?
She said it's kind of, I don't know exactly. I can't remember exactly how she put it, but she was surprised that they would fire an athletic director without anybody ready to step in.
Yeah, that's kind of
because that's kind of a tricky deal. You know, your athletic director covers a lot of stuff.
Yeah, not just football.
But you know, and then the conversation was like, what would possibly happen there that you fire your athletic director? Because they're not on the hook for like games like the football coach. Now apparently the football coach is on the hook. He better win out, is the understanding.
Well, he at least won Saturday against Oklahoma, so that kind of helps a little bit.
And then he's got 2 tough games coming up, so
that does pose a very good point of just bouncing the athletic director just all out of nowhere.
And I mean, I know football maybe not at the height of what they usually are, but basketball seems good. Soccer is outstanding. You know, Nikki Izzo Brown, the women's soccer coach, is storming through, won the Big 12 and storming into the NCAA tournament, and then the men's soccer team's doing pretty well as well.
Yeah, so that is interesting.
Yeah.
So,
and the rifle.
I don't want to speculate because.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just was.
But that
you're talking about sports, and that came to mind.
But that can't help you but pose the question of what actually is going on.
Yeah, it's hard to tell.
It's hard not to speculate in that situation.
But anyway, WVU, our proud college up the road there in Morgantown, got a lot of good stuff happening, and then maybe not. I don't know.
Yeah, hard to tell.
It's hard to. Athletic director, I mean, has a super important position, but it's not like big news like your football coach or your basketball coach.
Right.
So interesting. That's the WVU update brought to you by Joe. We expect more next week, Joe.
All right, I'll keep you posted.
So is this feature already up and running on your Roku?
Yes.
Have you used it at all?
Nice.
No, honestly, I didn't know about it till last night when I was on the story, and I was like, well, that's cool. I mean, because I see it every week. Somebody's on Facebook. Hey, I can't find. It's usually a WVU or Marshall game. Where are they playing at today? I'm like, ooh, that cuts down a lot of that.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay. Tip of the week, Joe. You got a good tip of the week for us?
All right. Yes. So this is going in line with our ongoing series of holiday shopping protection. Mm-hmm. So today we're going to talk about protecting you from porch pirates.
Ooh, are you making a glitter bomb?
No, but I'm anxious to see what he does this year with his. The guy on YouTube.
I know. I think you should make yours, Joe.
I've seen him make his. That's way more work than I want.
That is a ton of work.
Yeah.
And a lot of expense.
Yeah.
But boy, it is funny.
Oh, absolutely.
I remember we watched it last year or 2 years ago. Somebody coming off was like, you got to see this.
Yeah.
And it was so funny because he had the glitter throw.
Yeah, and it's an extra fine glitter, too, that you just can't.
Yeah. And then he had the skunk spray or some sort of bad smelling spray.
Yeah.
And The one that I saw, and I'm going to have to look them up here. I'm still watching my satellites move. But the one that I saw, the people were like, boom, and a glitter bomb goes off, and it spins and just those glitter out in all directions. And they're like, oh, we've been had, but that's kind of funny and blah blah blah. And then the spray goes off, and they're like, what was that? And they're like, oh my gosh, what just happened?
Yeah.
They're like, get rid of it. They're like, where? It already went off.
Yeah,
and they were afraid to get close to it.
Right.
And then the problem was they're like, okay, it's dissipating a little bit. All right, now let's go get it. And as soon as they started to walk towards it, it went off again.
Yeah.
They're like, oh no. They're gagging and eyes watering, and I was just like, wow.
Yeah, there was one where the person opened it up in their car, and I laughed at it. I was like, yes, you deserve that, and I loved every second of it.
Yeah, that'd be rough in your car.
And it's videoing them the whole time. Like,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Jeez.
That
thing is
the stink spray, though, was
Yeah.
the highlight of everything. I was just like, that's bloody brilliant.
Yeah.
But for real.
Yeah.
What was that guy? Do you remember anything? What was his deal?
Let me look him up on YouTube real quick,
Oh.
Rob or Roberson or something.
because he's definitely worth a shout out.
I'm going to look up glitter bomb package. Exploding glitter bomb 4.0. So December 21st. This guy is Mark Rober. Yeah.
Rober, yeah.
Yeah.
Works at NASA, I think.
He had something to do with that, yeah.
Yeah, he's an engineer. And
New ideas, science, engineering.
He's got a whole
He battles squirrels, too.
Yeah, he's got a whole thing where he makes squirrels go through this huge obstacle course to get.
He's got 2.2 or 22.8 million subscribers. Wow. Craziness.
So he does. This will be the third year that of the glitter bomb.
I think so. So I'm anxious to see what he does with this year's model. If he
Seems
does
like-
it, more than likely he will. But
Yeah, he improves it each year.
oh no, this will be the fourth year.
Does he turn those people in too? Does he report them?
I don't think so because
I think
he pretty much gets his stuff.
said, yeah.
He gets his stuff back because they'll just throw it out and it's got the GPS locator on the phone, so he'll just go get it.
So he's done a lot of other stuff here. Skin a watermelon, party trick. Largest Jello pool. Can you swim in Jello? Squirrel mazes are awfully big.
Yeah, I watched the squirrel one. That was pretty.
Testing if sharks can smell a drop of blood. Carnival scam science, how to win. Huh. And then lots of squirrel ones. Yeah, he hadn't done a glitter bomb 11 months ago. Let's see, 6 months ago. 1 month ago was beating 5 scam arcade games with science. And then 3 weeks ago was Backyard Squirrel Olympics 3.0. By golly. This guy has some time on his hands and he's very smart.
Yes,
I like it.
and very entertaining.
Yeah. All right. What are we talking about? Tip of the week?
Porch pirate protection.
Okay.
So, for those of you that have no idea what we're talking about, what a porch pirate is, a porch pirate is a person who drives around and finds your Christmas packages, your Amazon packages, any online orders, and goes up to your porch and steals them. So, and this this is an ongoing thing, and usually really picks up during the holidays. So these people drive around, follow the UPS or FedEx truck, and wait for them to drop the package off, and then they'll pull in right behind the truck basically and pull it right off your porch and drive off.
Wow.
So here's some tips how to protect yourself from porch pirates. So the first tip is pay for package receiving service, which I don't think locally here in Spencer we have that, but apparently bigger metropolis areas have that.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Which is a service you can sign up with a major delivery company that offers lockers you can rent. You typically pay a monthly fee in order to have access to a locker where you can have your packages delivered. So it's kind of like a post office box, which, as far as I know, Spencer doesn't have anything like that, so it doesn't apply to us. But any of our viewers or listeners out there, you may be living in an area that has that service. The next tip, require a signature. And you can often check off signature required when you are at checkout during online shopping. This can work well if you are often home in order to sign for your packages. If you aren't, though, it can cause a goose chase where you keep missing your packages and have to chase down the delivery people. The next tip: have your local post office packages held at the post office itself. You can have those held at the post office and then stop on your way into town or home from work and say, hey, do you have any packages for me, and pick them up there instead of them being left on your doorstep. The next most popular and what we do a lot of is use a security camera. And I've seen this play out perfectly firsthand. Like the video doorbells. The video doorbells are a huge deterrent. We had a customer a few years ago down in Canal City, right when video doorbells first started getting popular.
Yeah.
It was like 2 weeks before Christmas, and they had a Porch pirate just come and get like $500 worth of Christmas gifts or Amazon orders that was supposed to be Christmas gifts off their porch. And they talked to the Charleston Police Department. They said, you need security cameras and a video doorbell. So they called us, and I said, know exactly what you need. So fast forward 6 months, and one afternoon, this truck pulls in the customer's driveway, and this guy walks up to the door. And what a lot of people don't know is when you walk in front of a doorbell, it records you regardless if you push that button or not. Mm-hmm. And so the guy goes up to the doorbell, pushes the button, then realizes it's a video doorbell, hurries up, puts his hand over the camera, and then takes off, runs to his truck, and drives away. So they call the police, and they go, we've been looking for this guy, and you are the first people that, one, got a good, clear picture of the guy, and two, got a good, clear picture of the vehicle he drives.
I'm going to just give you kudos, Joe. You talked to me back in the day for Wise Cams, and there's my Wise doorbell I'm looking at live.
Yes.
Yeah.
Perfect shot.
Yep. So that's my plug for Wise today.
And the next tip is get to know the delivery people. Here locally, that's not a hard job to do because we typically have 1 to 2 FedEx drivers that are regulars and 1, maybe 2.
I do have a gripe.
Regular UPS drivers.
We have a very regular UPS guy. It's been a guy for a while. FedEx, holy cow, they're all over the place. We seem to have a different one all the time.
Really? Because we usually have the same 1 or 2.
No.
Like UPS, we usually have Teresa, and shout out to Teresa, our UPS driver. She's phenomenal.
Yep, we have a gentleman, and it's recently switched. I don't know the new guy's name, but the older gentleman was with us for a long time.
Yeah,
we loved him, but he did a great job. Now FedEx, on the other hand, holy cow, we're lucky if we get whatever.
Really, we've not had any trouble with FedEx.
Yeah, I know the FedEx, your route comes in and goes down 36.
Yeah.
Our route comes to town, and it's a fiasco.
Now, I'll take it back. I've had one issue with FedEx, and it was because they had a substitute driver that didn't know the route, but I don't know how he didn't know where we was because we had the big 911 sign that has our address on the...
Yeah.
And of course, it was a laptop for a customer, which, it's not cheap.
Yeah.
And they said, well, we left it in front of your garage, and I'm going, I don't have a garage. So I don't know where you dropped that off at, but I know it's not anywhere near me.
Well, we caught, and not to really bash FedEx too much, but we've had where they said they delivered it, and it's nowhere around, and then the next day they show up like, oh yeah, here's your package. We're like, you said you delivered it yesterday.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a mistake. And then we had them a couple times. We're in a big building. We're in an old grade school. It has Committee on Aging right on the side of the building in big red letters.
Right.
They've taken stuff and put it across the street at somebody's house. And one day, so one day, this has been a year ago because it was summertime. I'm walking around the corner of the building, talking with our maintenance guy Chris about something, and I see a guy get out FedEx, and he goes over to the yard across the street and chucks it over the fence, a package. I'm like, hey, you guys got a package for Patch right here at the Committee on Aging? He's like, looks around, and the one guy's talking to the other guy. He's like, hey, did you deliver a package for Patch? He's like, yeah, just threw it over the fence. I was like, first of all, you threw it. And he's like, no. I was like, dude, I just watched you.
Yeah.
I was standing right there. Yeah. And I said, second of all, does that even look like a Committee on Aging, that house?
Yeah.
with a backyard fence.
Yeah.
He's like, and I was like, just go get it.
Yeah. I'll watch you do the 3-point
Ugh.
shot at the buzzer over the fence there, so go get it.
Well, I mean, and he didn't like chuck it hard. He just walked to the fence and just tossed it over.
But still, just it's the
I
whole
know,
point.
I was like, what in the world? So
Okay, instead of 3-point shot, it's a layup at the buzzer.
yeah, it was more like a layup. His underhand kind of just tossed over the fence. But I was just like, come on, man. So I started talking to our vendors if they can ship UPS at all. I encourage them to.
Yeah.
Anyway, tips of the week, Joe. I like it.
So the next tip is network with your neighbors.
Yeah.
We do this a lot.
You have to out in our area.
Yeah, we have some neighbors that
Everybody takes care of everybody.
sometimes they're not home when they deliver, and
Mm-hmm.
and our delivery driver knows that we know them well enough. It's like
Yeah.
just leave it. They'll text her and say, hey, leave it with Joe and Cena, and then
Yeah.
we'll get it. And she'll say, is it okay to leave this package for your neighbor? I'm like, well, absolutely.
I used to live up in Green Acres,
Mhm.
and man, I love my neighbors. I had retired people all around me,
Yeah.
and they would let me know everything that happened.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
The UPS guy came by, and your dog tried to bite him, so he threw the package over in your yard. And I told him, don't throw it, just give it to me from now on. And
Yeah.
he's like, okay, yeah, that works. And I was like, well, thank you.
Yeah.
And just it's wonderful to have good neighbors.
Yes. Especially in a retirement community, because
Yeah.
I'm in the same boat. Like
Yeah.
everybody knows what's going on
Yeah.
in the neighborhood, and
Yeah.
but unfortunately, a lot of the older neighbors are either unfortunately dying or moving away. So,
yeah.
So we're getting these people that we have no idea who they are, and
Yeah, that is it. It's change, and it's
Yeah.
kind of crazy because things go on, and then you're like, change.
yeah.
So obviously I moved out of Green Acres, but I miss it. I miss my neighbors up there. So one of those things. But good tips. Good tips. What else you got?
Okay, the next one is have your packages, and this was an awesome tip. Have your package delivered to your work. It's so simple. Just have it delivered to your office,
Yeah.
and then that cuts out the middleman completely.
I do that a lot because we have such a good UPS guy here,
Right?
and I'm here a lot, so it makes it really easy to get packages.
Right.
I'm not gonna lie.
So see now, Dave, this is like a 2-factor authentication. You've been doing
Yeah.
this securely and didn't realize it.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
You're doing
I got my IT guy. He's trained me pretty well.
you're doing it for convenience, but I'm sitting there going, no, that's
Well-
more than just convenient.
Yeah, I mean, when you work, like Justin yesterday, what time did you get done with work? 5:30, 6?
Mm-hmm.
So when we work the hours we do because after school, a package will sit out on your porch forever.
Right.
And that makes it hard. So it's a lot easier just to get our stuff here at work.
Right.
Where we are, 10, 12 hours out a day.
Right.
Not all the time, but, for after school. So it is nice to just say, okay, I'll just get it at work because the UPS person comes around too. And, I know it's here and I know it's taken care of.
Right.
And if I'm not there, guess who is? Denise, Justin, or Bree?
Right.
And the same thing if they're not there. Somebody's always there. So.
Again, goes back to the previous tip. Network with your neighbors.
Yeah, or your coworkers.
Yeah.
Yeah, so always fun stuff. I'm excited about it.
And our last tip, last and most certainly not least, take advantage of the ship to store option. And I know that that's a minor inconvenience of having to go, like if you're going to order something from, and I'm just going to use them as an example, Walmart.
Yeah.
And use the site to store.
Mm-hmm.
I would prefer much rather have it delivered to my house than going to Walmart, but that's just personal preference. But in the grand scheme of things, especially if you're doing a lot of holiday shopping, Christmas shopping, stuff like that.
Yeah, if it's a more expensive item, that would be a terrible loss if somebody grabbed it.
Yeah, it might be
Yeah.
worth to make that little extra trip to the store.
Yep.
Do you know if there is any sort of coverage someone has in the event that they do get pirated?
Yes, depending on the company, it all depends on the policy. But I do know for a fact, in that case I was talking about earlier, with Amazon, the customer contacted Amazon, explained the situation, and luckily Amazon replaced everything at no charge.
Wow. That's impressive.
Well, I have a tip.
All right, shoot.
Shop locally.
Yes.
Go into A&M Digital Technologies. Go into Macintosh Hardware, Hardman's, any of the stores downtown.
Yeah.
Go into them and buy your stuff there and then take it home with
Yeah.
you.
And a lot of the stores you can order online and pick up in store.
Yeah.
Even groceries like Cash Saver, they even have the order online, and you can just pull
Yeah.
in the parking lot
Yeah,
and
get it there.
get it. And
I mean, hey, I'm guilty. I order from Amazon, get stuff delivered if you can't get it locally. But I'm a big proponent of shopping locally.
But there's the key, Dave.
Yeah.
You're getting stuff that you can't get locally.
Oh yeah, I know.
Now it's a whole other ball game of like, I know that Macintosh sells this,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm lazy. I don't want to go to Macintosh and support locally, so I'm going to go to Amazon. That's a whole other ball game.
Yeah.
But you're getting stuff that you can't find locally, which is fine because that's cheaper than having to drive to Charleston or Parkersburg to get it.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
So that's different.
Yeah. But that's what I will say. So I'm going to contribute twice today. And number 2 is shop locally.
That's right.
That way you don't have to worry about any packages being thrown on your doorstep and getting stolen.
Well, now there's still a chance because we ship a lot of our orders. We can ship nationwide, so there's still a small chance.
You're on the cyber web.
Yeah.
You can use the Google
Yeah,
to track down A&M Digital Technology.
Yeah, we're on the Google.
That's what you get, Joe. You asked for it.
I know.
Oh boy.
I'm gonna get a T-shirt made says the Google. And then the black says bloody brilliant. So other than that, guys, that pretty much covers my tip of the week.
Well, by
Yeah,
golly.
hopefully folks don't fall victim to the pirates out there.
The pirates are matey. Makes me think of our pirate float back in the day in the Black Walnut Festival Kids Day Parade.
That's been a few years ago.
It has been. It was a good float, though.
Oh yes, absolutely.
Anyway, we'll bring back those days here maybe next year. Big float, big patch floats. We like it. All right. Well, anyway, so I know I showed my front door camera, which, Joe, you hooked me up with. Awesome stuff. And I know you're doing a lot of security cameras and stuff like that.
Yeah, and
And you're getting ready to upgrade all our patch security cameras.
all that stuff's coming in today,
Tomorrow.
hopefully. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Today or tomorrow.
Well, if somebody doesn't steal it off your porch.
Oh, trust me, I'm like Fort Knox. Trust me, Dave. I can show you videos like here's the knucklehead you need to go chase down.
Nothing like a good IT guy. But yeah, so okay, awesome. Well, if anybody needs to get a hold of you, if they have any interest in any of the tips you talked about, of course, Hulu, Roku, and DoorDash stories were always nice. Positive day today made Justin feel all warm and fuzzy inside, I'm sure. If anybody needs to get a hold of you or seen at A&M Digital Technologies, how do they do that?
You can give us a call at our office at 304-927-3588. Check out our website at amdigitaltech.com. Be sure to follow us on social media. We're on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram at AM Digital Tech for all that. And be sure to subscribe to the podcast, Help Desk with Joe and Dave. We're on all major platforms, and all of our episodes are hosted by Anchor.fm.
And I want to leave with this very important message. Go support the Raiders Friday.
Yes.
They are on one heck of a roll.
Yes.
And big congratulations to Coach Paul and his coaching crew.
Yes.
And all the team. And wonderful community support here.
Not an easy task.
No, gosh, no. Anymore in this day and age, it's hard to reel off an undefeated season. But the boys did it.
Yes.
And the coaching staff, awesome job. So get out and support the Raiders Friday. And if you can't make it to the game, you can watch it
on WVRC's YouTube, Facebook, and TikTok account, or you can listen on their website at WVRCFM.com.
There we go. Okay, wonderful community we're living in. What an exciting time. Going deep into the playoffs here. I like it. Good stuff. And we'll be back next week with another show. And, I would say you had a tip of the week that talked about holiday shopping last week. Is that right?
Well, it's been an ongoing series. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean,
So
online shopping, so make sure, as you roll into this holiday season, you go back and listen to these shows and listen to Joe's tips of the week. You can fast forward straight to that point.
Yeah.
But, hey, be safe out there during the shopping season. It is upon us.
Yeah, it's stressful the way it is, and we don't want any of these little bumps in the road to make it even harder.
Make your holidays hard, yeah. Okay, everybody. Well, have a great week. For myself, Joe, and Justin, we will be back. I'm getting my thing ready. We will be back next week with more stuff from A&M Digital Technologies. Joe and Justin.